Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's time for another scintillating episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 6. I'm on time this weekend. You know, it's been a minute. Stop it. Really? You there down in front. Looking good, I might say. Orange hair. That's new. Anyway, I've got to get back to business. I've been out of town for 10 whole days. And it wasn't enough, but it was COVID. I've been stuck in the house during COVID, only going out of town when I needed to. But I visited Louisiana, East Texas, Dallas, and ended up in Colorado, where the nights get down to 28 degrees. And that can be sexy when you have a coat. But if you're like the Rodfather, who needs a coat? I'm old, and I've got built-up heat. That's a lie. I'm still missing a nipple, but that's another thing. That's another question. Let's get in to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, when housewives meet sister wives. The episode begins with Lisa and Ebony meeting at a place where they do aerial silk aerobics, where you hang from those scarves and things like that. Whitney had said last week, and she said this week, that people said that Lisa was fun, but she ain't seen that side of Lisa. And so they had a good time. Lisa in the confessional said she actually had fun with Whitney in the class. They seem to be happy, and it looks like their friendship's on the mend. Meanwhile, over at the Crosby house, Robert Sr.'s back after a year. You know, it seems he was in Florida to recover from the COVID. A year. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, Mary didn't have any problems with him. In fact, she loved that he was gone. But at home, they just seemed like strangers. You know, Mary was being extra while, you know, Robert Sr. was cooking. You know, and she was just criticizing or being extra critical, saying things like, she liked long grain rice and he liked short grain rice. Moving on. Ooh, beyond. Nothing says, I'm sorry like diamonds. Jen Shaw and her assistant steward go to a jewelry store. Jen Shaw amazing, as they say on Bravo, wanted to do something nice for her fellow the fellow women. I mean, she was at war with damn near everybody, so she's in a jewelry store and decided to make 6 snowflake necklaces for each of the women. You know, Miss Shaw doesn't shop at Walmart. She ain't got nothing on layaway over at Big Lots. And those little tiny snowflakes cost $2,700 a piece. I think. Must be kind of nice having that kind of cash. You know what I'm saying? Or does she? We'll see later on. Meanwhile, we go to Heather's house, and she's having an uncomfortable conversation with her daughter Ashley about before college. She's never had the big talk with her kids. She said in a confessional that her parents didn't give her a big talk, so she wanted to make sure that her daughter was prepared when she left home. She told Ashley that, you know, listen, you're gonna be out in the world away from me. I don't want you to feel pressure to be put out. And Heather even asked her daughter, did she even know how to use a condom? And Ashley said, well, you know, they already taught me that in sex ed. Note fat people who don't believe in sexual education. So with that being said, Heather said, don't get pregnant and don't get a disease, but love you. Let's get rid of some drama. There's nothing like drama. Ready, set, off to the drama. Lisa's husband's John and Whitney's husband's Justin. They like each other. And Jen's husband, Sharif, encouraged men to get together and sort of to mend the issues with the ladies. You know, always seem to be fighting, seem to be beefing with each other. So he said, y'all should get together. Let's just work this out. Stupid man. You know, but after the aerobics, Lisa and Whitney was indeed seen to be on the men. Lisa chose a restaurant. I think it's called Nino Vigino. I'm mispronouncing it. What can I do? I don't live in Salt Lake. I'll use that excuse. But everybody's in a good mood. The ladies and the husbands are all smile. But Whitney thought it was a little strange that Lisa chose this restaurant. This is because this was a restaurant that canceled Angie's fundraiser. Follow along? You know, this is the restaurant, this caterer who canceled 5 hours after Lisa learned that Whitney was invited to the fundraising night. And the restaurant pulled out after talking to someone on Lisa's team. So it gets a little deeper here. The owners of the restaurant came to the table where they were sitting to explain why they couldn't do Angie's fundraiser. Like, don't y'all have to be in the back and cooking? It seems, I need you to wait for it, the reason they couldn't do the charity event because they couldn't leave on a Friday. You know, little minds, you know, wouldn't they know that they're involved on Fridays? Kind of sounds kind of weak to me, and they sound weak to Whitney. Whitney went from 0 to 100. You are kidding me. This is so fucking staged, she said. You know, here she was thinking they were going to have a date night, but she realized, she said, I walked into a trap tonight. How did they just happen to be at this restaurant? She tells Lisa, she said, Lisa brought her to this restaurant to cover her tracks. Lisa told Whitney, I didn't coach Aubrey to say that. Lisa. Wendy couldn't understand why this is the first thing that Aubrey told them. Lisa says, I was trying to be friends with you because I didn't do anything wrong when it comes to Angie. And Whitney went, well, why can't you just apologize and admit you were wrong? Come on now. Meanwhile, the men are over there, eyes closed, I ain't in this. We just gonna communicate with our eyes, and we just gonna be quiet. Whitney was like, okay, wait. Let me bring it all in. Because she's about to call her all kind of bitches and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? Let me just calm down. And she's doing this with her hands. And Whitney says, listen, we need to move on and let go of the past. And in the future, we don't need to talk about the past. Because, bitch, I'm going to cuss you out. And I think she would. Whitney said in the confessional she didn't think she could ever fully trust Lisa. Meanwhile, we're back at the Shaw's house, or the Shaw Chalet, and we see Sharif, her husband Sharif, and their son Omar working out. Jen kind of wants to be back in her son's life. She wants to come to school with Omar and make up for the time lost. You know, she feels due to events, she hasn't been a mom to Omar. You know, but the truth is, and he says this, listen, I don't want you coming to school with me, as any teenage kid would do. Because it's like, I don't want my mom to school. Moving on. I love Mary Cosby. There's something off with her. And if y'all been with me long enough, you know something's off with me. So I kind of click with Mary, even though things don't kind of add up. Something was up. I think Mary was shopping one day. Ooh, that's cute. That's a cute tennis outfit. And I think I look cute in it. Now, Mary can't play tennis, but she was indeed cute in that outfit. Her tennis partner, Meredith, met up at a tennis court, and they talk about the relationships. Now, Mary can't play tennis, and Mary didn't fake it. She goes, with a racket this big, you'd think I'd be able to hit one ball, but she couldn't. Not one. But they had one common thing. They agreed that it's healthy that each of the ladies have their own space. Meredith says her husband's stuff is often out of town. And Mary said that she and Robert Sr. have separate bedrooms. And it was initially uncomfortable for her, but then she got used to liking having her own space. However, she revealed to Meredith that if her son leaves, it would be a disaster for the marriage. She said her son was like the piece that held them all together. Now, the meat of this is coming. Sisterwives. Jennie and her husband Guy are having a rare time alone skiing. They have 3 kids, and anybody with a parent knows just getting away is a holiday because it rarely happens. And they seem to enjoy each other. They're very competitive. But then, doom, 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 Guy brings up having another child. He believes it's a good time to have more kids to replenish the earth. I have no idea what he's smoking, but he must be smoking something. He said the world is in bad shape, really bad shape, and it needs more good people. And that's his reason for wanting to have more kids. This show has been going on for what? This is a 6th episode. There has not been an episode where he has talked to her about having more kids, even though it's dangerous to her and could actually kill her. He wants more kids. And she tells him, listen, having another kid is one thing, but there's still no guarantees the child's going to be healthy. And she goes on, like one miscarriage is hard enough on a mom, but she's gone through 10. And I don't want to continue to feel like there's something wrong with me. And she asked him, she says, like, why can't you appreciate the 3 kids that we have? And Dewey, I keep calling him Guy, I apologize, said that the date, March 15th, is the day their baby girl didn't make it, is really a hard day for him. And, we learned that in their culture, and he was an immigrant, that if a child dies, a man shaves his head. And in the confessional, he admits that this is the worst day in his life. No parent should be burying his children, he said. He admitted there was an emptiness and that it hurt, and he started crying, and he knew that he couldn't replace that child that died, but he knew that they should have kids. So he asked her about getting a surrogate. What if we get a wife, Dewey says. Are you serious right now, she asked. I'm dead serious, he said. In the confessional, Dewey said, to have a sister wife in his family, it's not uncommon in his culture. In fact, his father's had 4 wives and everybody got along. Jennie wasn't feeling that. She said in the confessional, it was nothing. She wanted her marriage. Jennie walked away saying, listen, we're done. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I play one on TV. I think Guy needs to talk to a professional to help fill the emptiness left by his daughter. I am troubled that he wants a child to risk his wife's life and possibly leave his 3 children without a mother by trying to have this child. I was married at one time, and I couldn't imagine asking my wife to risk her life to give me a child, knowing that it could kill her. You know, I'm lucky and blessed with the ones I have. So as a father, as a former husband, Guy Dewey, whatever his name is that I keep getting wrong, he's got me twisted. And it's clear that Jennie wants an intact family. She likes being a mother. It's clear to anybody who watches this show. She likes being a mother and a wife. However, based on what Guy said at the episode last night, she's the one that had the money. Remember, she had several clinics that she closed down to be a mother and a wife. And Jennie, like I said, I'm not a professional psychologist, but sometimes you have to protect your mental health. And that's all I'm saying. Meanwhile, I had a great vacation. I'm glad to get this done on time. Yeah. And I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe. Share this if you enjoy this. You're a fan of The Real Housewives. Share with your other fans of The Real Housewives. But in the meantime, here in Sacramento, California, where I have to now put on a jacket, damn nation, I'm wishing everybody who sees this love, joy, and happiness. We're a long way to go with COVID. Take your time. Be safe. I was in Texas and Louisiana where few people are wearing, but nobody gave me the hassle. I guess they need to hassle people in California about wearing masks. But in all the states and all the cities I was in for 10 days, and I'm ready to go back, maybe to come to your city, everybody was incredibly kind. And I am blessed over that. I take nothing and nobody for granted. Meanwhile, to end this video, thank you for watching. The Real Housewives comes on Bravo every Sunday. Well watched. It's been a good season so far. Talk to you next Sunday. Bye.